What's up, my beautiful Hans family, and welcome to Hansween. What is it today? Day 21. Holy shit. And like always, Hansween is 31 tutorials in the month of October, which means a new video every day. Today is Emily from Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. She's a very easy but striking character to do for Halloween. I was gonna do her with a popped out eye, but if you follow me on Snapchat, you guys know that part of my makeup room accidentally started on fire the other day, and the eye was in that corner, so we kept it glam. Don't worry, everyone's okay, just some minor damages. But anyways, all product details will be listed down below as usual, and let's get to it. I'm starting out by gluing down my brows, which is a fairly easy process. You just use a washable glue stick by pressing your brows down in the direction they grow, flat against your head. And between each layer, I use a little bit of water to smooth down the glue so it's not chunky at all. I do this about 3 times, and usually I powder them, but I skip it this time and just go straight for the body paint. This is water-activated body paint. I mixed a little white and blue together, and I left open the area under the eye that we are going to add the white. There's no point painting it blue if we're just going to paint it white later. Water-activated paints, if you've never used them, they dry matte to the touch, so they're perfect for Halloween. They won't smudge anywhere, and you want to paint everywhere that your body shows. Now to highlight, I apparently added way too much than I thought I was going to. I'm using a white cream paint, and I'm blending it out with a large brush towards the high points of my face. The blue more so acts as our midtone, and so the white is just going to be on the highlighted areas like our chin, under our eyes, and our forehead. When I get around the eyebrows, I don't want to use a brush because sometimes it can pull up the glue. So I'm using a sponge, and I'm really pushing that product right into the brows because since the brows are textured, we want them to disappear with product into those little lines. Also highlight your little collarbones, and generously set all of the highlighted areas with some white eyeshadow, keeping with the process of as well pressing that into the cream paint so it really sets. So we know that Emily, she's dead. She's just dead. So we want to be super hollowed out. And the contour is going to be very important in this entire look. It's going to make it or break it. I'm using a dark blue shadow, and I'm going right underneath my cheekbone and bringing it downwards along my mouth. If you don't know where to do this, kind of do a little kissy face at the mirror, and it'll show exactly where those lines do lay on your face. I like to use patting motions to blend, just so I don't disturb the makeup underneath, and if you go way too ham with the color, it's okay. Just grab your brush or your sponge you used earlier with a little bit of the cream paint on top and just blend it out to soften it. Darkened up my temples, and as I was going, I just realized this contour, man, it's not dark enough, especially around the mouth. That'll really sell the hollowed out shape. We want a nice gradient to show that our skin is sucking into those negative and hollow areas of our skull. Added a bit of dotting texture around the perimeter of the forehead just because we are undead. I wanted a little rotting skin looking on our forehead, and I contoured out my jaw just a little bit, and my chin. Double chins must be taken away for this look. Move down to your body, and I'm switching to a larger brush to hollow out the little hole in my neck and my collarbones. I'm making a little bit of a constipated face because I'm pushing out my collarbones to see exactly where they do lay on my body. And now to contour out our boobs. We want these to look beautiful and huge and perky, at least I do. I wanted this look to be super boobalicious. So take that dark blue shade and make a C shape around your boobs, just focusing more towards the middle and have a nice gradient from that line inwards. Then just add a little highlight that's right in the V shape in the middle. And I don't want these to look like sex toy flow-up boobs, so I'm bringing a little bit of that shadow and darkening all of the skin around them. This will give more of a softer look instead of that exaggerated shape. Dipping back into that white cream paint, I add some of the white underneath our eyes, and then to give a more sunken in look, I add that same blue shadow right underneath, blending outwards lightly. Add a little bit of white eyeshadow to your lids so that the other shadows have something to rest on top of. And bring in this very circular look that she has for our eyes. Our eyes obviously aren't circles like hers. We want to do that by almost creating a halo eye. Since we did cover our brows, go all the way up, like go far up. Don't go right into your normal crease. I went up onto my eyebrow just to give a super exaggerated circle. Blend this out in stages, adding a little bit of this lighter blue and blending that out. And go back in with that darker blue to really intensify it. Just like you do with your daily smoky eye, you have a light transition color, which was that light blue for us, and then you go back in with your very darker colors. Pat a little bit of eyelash glue on top of the lid, and added this beautiful hollow, it's me, silver glitter. Christine would be proud. Finishing off the eye look, I add just a little bit of black shadow right up against that line of the glitter. We aren't going for some crazy wing liner here, keeping it very simple with just a small line right up against the lashes. Don't wing it out, because winging it out usually will give a very elongated shape, and that's not what we're going for. Coat your lashes in mascara and pop on some lashes on the bottom and top. Make sure the bottom ones are very piecey and spiky looking. Then for lips, I went with a muted pink all over at first, but to bring some brightness right into the center, I added a nice hot pink liquid lipstick and patted it out so it would blend in. Putting a little bit of black eyeshadow right in the center of your lips will give more of a dead effect. They look so bright and lively right now, so I put that in the center and drag it out to the edges a bit. Same with right underneath the mouth. I went all the way with that blue eyeshadow. This makes them look a little bit more poutier as well, since there would be a big old shadow casted right under our bottom lip. Her nose is extremely thin, so we want to contour out ours as much as possible to make it look very, very thin by just adding a little bit of shadow on the sides, keeping the center very white. And this was my first attempt with the nose. I don't know what I was thinking, but I drew it up on the tip and was like, now I look like a cat. So instead I just wiped that off and brought the nostrils to be a little larger than mine. Add some shadow under them to show that they're kind of smoking out and sinking into our face. Now for some highlight, I am popping some highlight all over my face. This is Pearl from Becca, which is the perfect white highlight. Her eyebrows are what makes her look really sad. So I'm using some black body paint for this, which of course I'm out of focus for that take, but for this one I'm not, so it's all good. Draw a very thin line with a small paintbrush if you can, and slowly build your way up. Look at a reference picture of her eyebrows. That's what I was doing. I kept checking to make sure my shape was about hers. And take your time with this, because it's so much easier to have to add more than to have to sit there and try to take away. And now you're just so sad. Made my lips just a tiny bit darker and added some glitter all over my face for good measure. I then popped on some white contacts, a blue wig from Rockstar Wigs, and a bride costume from Wholesale Halloween Costumes. This bird cage is actually the one I was going to use in my wedding, and I put a little piece of fabric over my head for veil. That's it. I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Use the hashtag Hansween so I can see your work. Make sure to subscribe so you can see all of my 31 videos. And I will just see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and I love the fuck out of you. That too.
You did it?